Today marks the beginning of three-day investing in African Mining Indaba in Cape Town. The event brings together world-renowned speakers and industry leaders, top mining experts and influential policy makers who will share their insights on the latest trends, technologies and strategies shaping the future of mining. The Indaba will be held under the theme Future-Proofing African Mining Today, which places the focus on stability, sustainability, and economic value for the African mining sector. South African Minister of Minerals Resources Gwede Mantashe on Monday delivered the keynote address on behalf of South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. Well, to discuss this, I'm being joined by David van Wyk, lead researcher, Benchmarks Foundation. It's good to have you, David, join us this morning. Can you provide an overview of the main objectives and theme of the Investment Indaba Mining Conference?
I think the mining conference is an investment conference, so it basically seeks to attract foreign investment into African mining with the theme of what minerals are critical for Africa and, of course, future-proofing mining in Africa today for tomorrow, for the future. The problem that we are having as the Benchmarks Foundation with the theme is that mining is not really sustainable. South Africa and South Africa need to move beyond extractive economics. We need to have preparations for a post-mining economy by having concurrent plans developed so that we can utilize minerals for African development and not simply shift it out to foreign countries for foreign investors and so on. I think the Trump presidency in the United States makes this absolutely important. South Africa is facing possible sanctions from the United States, and the United States has massive mining investment in South Africa. So South Africa needs to future-proof its minerals against this kind of exploitation that the United States represents at the moment. And we need to make sure that our minerals are actually used for the benefit of our people and communities. We have 6,000 abandoned mines in South Africa, which shows that mining companies are actually hugely irresponsible in this country. They simply walk away from their legal requirement to actually close their mines properly, to rehabilitate their mines, and to make sure that their mines do not impact negatively on the environment. And this is a problem we have throughout Africa, including in Nigeria with the oil industry and the Delta in Nigeria. So it is critically important that Africans begin to set the agenda for mining and minerals in the continent with the aim of moving Africa beyond extractivism towards a developed economy.
Okay. Towards a developed economy, that's exactly the goal for especially most countries in Africa. But how does the conference facilitate networking between investors, government officials, and local businesses?
Well, I think that most African countries have representatives here, either at ambassadorial level or at mining department level. Over the next 3 or 4 days, they will all get together in one place, basically promoting investment in their countries and promoting investment in mining. But I also think that it's important for Africans to realize that we need to invest as Africans in our own mining industry and not so much rely on foreign investment, which is sometimes unreliable. If we look at what Trump is doing right now, we are not so sure that that investment from the United States in mining in South Africa is sustainable or that it is even reliable. So in any case, what we have found in our research is that many countries that invest in South African mining actually borrow the money from South African banks. They don't bring money in, but they take an awful lot of money out.
Let me also ask, how can Africa take advantage of platforms like this to attract foreign investment in the mining sector? And we do understand that Africa is blessed, is rich with a lot of mineral resources, and it's about time that Africa continues to stand strong as playing a pivotal role in ensuring that we do, increase, at the same time also continue to invite the international community as a means of foreign direct investment. So how can we do that? How can we take advantage of that?
I think it's critically important that we have uniform policies across the continent so that foreign investors can't play one country off against another. So that Africa has all the critical minerals that is required for future development in Africa, for a just transition to an alternative energy, for example, for the development of the global economy. The global economy has developed on the basis of African mining, but it's always been an exploitative relationship. Africa also needs to begin to look at very carefully who its real friends are and who are just here to exploit the continent. So we have to be very, very careful about the future and how we prepare for the future. And we need to make sure that we all sing from the same hymn book as Africans with regard to policy, so that we don't have policies that undermine one another in the process of seeking to attract foreign investment.
Let me ask finally, in your opinion, what policy changes are necessary for African nations to maximize their benefits from mining?
Well, I think that we want beneficiation of our minerals in Africa. We want our minerals to be processed in Africa. We want manufacturing in Africa. So people who want to invest in Africa must accept the responsibility of investing in Africa beyond mining and extractives. You know, we need a motor car industry in Africa. We need an electronics industry in Africa. We need an artificial intelligence industry in Africa itself. And those are the things that we should be promoting. So people who want to invest here should accept that those are the things that they need to invest in beyond mining, so that we take the continent to a situation where we've got a sustainable African economy beyond mining. Otherwise, we are just going to be left with derelict, onerous, and abandoned mines and a huge environmental mess.
I want to say thank you so much, David van Wyk, lead researcher for Marks Foundation, this Benchmarks Foundation. Thanks for your time and thanks for talking to us this morning.